Alright, so knee position is big whenever you're doing a squat. A lot of times you're going to see when people go down in a squat, their knees kind of cave in a little bit like that. And the idea is, instead of just saying, well, point your knees out whenever you squat, there's a couple different tips you can give and some verbal cues that will help with your squat. The knee position. The first one is going to be squeezing the glutes. The glutes are going to be the main mover of the squat anyway. And if you just stand there and squeeze your butt together, it rotates the femurs out. So that's the first thing, in order to keep the knees out tracking over the toes instead of in like that. So if I stand here, before you squat, if you kind of tense your butt up, activate it, and then it'll help in line. The other thing is trying to screw your feet into the ground. So you don't actually want to take them and rotate them like that, but you want to point them out about 5 to 7 degrees for a squat is good. And then from here, you think about trying to rotate them out like that. And that's the other thing that's going to push the knees out. So when you combine the two, you're rotating the femur out, and then you're rotating the tibia out like that. And so it starts to push them out more like that, as opposed to going straight down. And then the last thing, since squat is mostly a hip dominant movement, whatever joint moves first is going to be the prime mover of the movement that you're doing. So if the knees go first, the only thing you can do is go forward like that, which isn't what you want. You don't want your knees to translate forward in front of your toes. So ideally, you would actually put the hips back first, and then the knees follow down like that. It's not like a deadlift where you're doing like a hip hinge, where you're going to come straight back like that. But you definitely just want to push the hips back first to initiate the movement. That way your hips and your glutes are the prime mover of the squat. So when you bring it together then, when you come here, you can squeeze the glutes, try to screw your feet down, out, push the hips back, and then sink down. And the knees will come out better, as opposed to if you don't, they tend to come in the squat looks like that. Out there. So the idea is just getting your knees in the best position for whenever you squat. Should help with pain and just gives you better mechanical advantage for squatting.